Hey everybody, welcome back to the Snorlax Den. So today we're going to continue to evaluate Japanese Paradox Rift. So we had opened up Raging Surf to take a look at that set. Today we're going to be taking a look at Ancient Roar, and then the next one will be Future Flash, because old comes before new, right? So pretty excited to see what's in here. There are some really good artwork within Ancient Roar. Some people like Future Fresh a little bit better, but I think there's good options in both boxes. Additionally, if you haven't seen it yet, I did post a video where I'm giving away some product from what we'll call Japanese Paradox Rift. So go back, take a look at that video from Friday. Leave a like and comment on that to be entered into the giveaway as long as you're subscribed to the channel. Let's take a look and see what we got. All right, so here's our booster box of Ancient Roar. So you can see the Scream Tail on there, Roaring Moon, and I think that's Iron Moth, but I can't remember. With so many Pokemon, it's hard to remember, especially if it's not one that I've come across before. Also, because the cards are in Japanese, it's a little bit harder to remember that as well. All right. We got 30 packs of Ancient Roar. And I'll say it again, one of the things that I do like about the Japanese packs is that there's no fluff. So we've got Trubbish, Garbage Pokemon, Garganicle, Spinda, I think, Professor Sada, and Garbodor. So we got the evolution line there. Trubbish to Garbodor, the trash Pokemon. Is that there's not a lot of additional fluff. There's no code card. There's no energy. Oh, and there it is. I think that's, again, the Iron Moth. So that's the art rare. It's kind of a Mothra vibe. Feels like, the Groudon and Raging Surf was very Godzilla. That's feeling kind of Mothra, in my opinion. So maybe that was intentional to do that. I am Cofragegis. I think that's my third Snorlax doll that I've pulled now. So I got a few of those lying around. So the Cofragegis EX. The new specialty set from Japan, Shiny Treasure, is actually coming out December 1st. So I do have a couple of boxes on pre-order for that. Hope to have them shortly after release, although I might not be in country when they arrive due to some personal things I'm trying to take care of. But the hope is to be able to open that on channel shortly after it comes. So that is a shiny set, so a lot of shiny on the Paldean starters. There's supposed to be a shiny Pikachu in there as well. I have seen some of the card artwork, and you can kind of check it out. Check out what's out there. There's a shiny Mew that looks pretty awesome that I think will be a chase card for a lot of people. Everyone loves the shiny Mew. And who doesn't love Mew? He's adorable. And in addition to what I'll call the fluff of the English packs is the reverse holos, which is really just taking an existing card that's on there, throwing a little shine on it, and calling it a new card. All right, so here is the Garganicle. So that's a pretty cool artwork. Another one of the art rares there. So it's almost like he's in a salt mine. You got the Alterias flying in there. You've got the Fletchender,
looks like maybe this the Hoppip, one of the trainers there, Fomantis, I think that's Dedenne. You got Fungus, Kirlia. So there's a lot of Pokemon on that card. That's pretty awesome. I think that's neat that they were able to incorporate so many different Pokemon on that card. But yeah, reverse holos. I'm gonna try and make it a new card, and it really just is one more ultimately piece of bulk, because the reverse holos are only worth slightly more than the non-holo cards, and sometimes they're worth less. Rarely, but it can happen. So it's just one more thing to kind of collect, and almost passed by the Roaring Moon EX. So that's a pretty wicked looking card too. And lots of Snorlax dolls to add to the collection at this point. Yeah, even though it's not an actual Snorlax, it still counts as a Snorlax card, in my opinion. So, just curious what you guys are excited about for this new set, these new sets. What's the chase card that you're trying to pull from these? Japanese or English, it doesn't matter. That's one of the ancient cards, so I like the kind of gradient texture that they've got on there on the bottom. Create something that's a little bit different in terms of the hollow that's there, so almost like a striation of underground cavern or rock wall. So I have seen some boxes from these that do not have an SAR in it. So people have been pulling plenty of ARs, but there have been boxes that do not have an SAR. And typically, Japanese boxes, you are guaranteed to get an SAR. And that maybe seems to align with what we're seeing in the English sets, that for Paradox Rift, where they got rid of double hit boxes, and they also reduced the number of hits that you can get out of a booster box. So out of 36 packs, stayed roughly the same, so still kind of 11 to 13 or 14 hits. The probabilities for pulling the SAR equivalent in English have gone down, actually. So you tended to get one more of the EX, and then probabilities for kind of those higher rarity cards, the ultra rares. Almost passed over that guy right there, whose name I don't know. I cannot remember. I'll get it one of these days. Don't worry. I'll catch up to the rest of the Pokemon world. Again, I only started collecting in June of this year, so it's kind of barely been, or not even 6 months. So give me some time and I'll figure it out. Don't worry. I'm a quick study, typically, so I'll try and see what's available there. Wiglet, Diglets, Wiglets and Wugtrios. Alright, let's try and burn through this. Screamtail, that's kind of a cool Pokemon. I like again, one of the ancient cards. The holos for these look pretty sweet overall. I like the style that they use there. All right, upside down. So we'll see if we're as unlucky as some others that have not been pulling SARs out. We're still due a couple more hits. All right, so we got the Golisopod EX. So what I've typically seen in a booster box of Japanese is you're getting about 4 to 5 EX cards, and then 4 of the higher rarities, art rares, special art rares, ultra rares, and there we go. There's another one. So there is the Golisopod EX special art rare. So we did pull an SAR out of this box. That's pretty exciting, and that's kind of a dark and ominous card that they've got there. I don't see any other Pokemon in there. It's pretty cool artwork there, and some nice texture on it. So we'll sleeve that up. Remember last time I misplaced my sleeves when I was trying to do this. And there's the Morpeko Hollow. So based on that, we've got 4 EXs, 2 ARs, 1 SAR. So we probably should have 2 more hits in this box, I would expect. 1 to 2. Hopefully still 1 more AR coming out of this. Hopefully. All right. I think this is the Veluza. It's a Veluza AR. And we got the Starmie sitting back there. And a bunch of Veluza floating in the background. That's a pretty colorful card. That was a nice one too. Again, I haven't been paying super close attention today, but in general, the quality on the Japanese cards has been pretty good in this set so far from what I've seen. Pretty decent job. I mean, this is a little off left to right, but it's not too bad in terms of centering. But it just looks like a real crisp, clean card. I'm excited to add that one to my collection as well. And we might have maybe 1 more EX left before we call it a box on this one. We'll see. Got the Spinda, Trubbish, and just a hollow on that one. That's pretty cool. This is Lokix hollow on that. All right, so thanks very much for joining me today. I really appreciate you stopping by. Pretty standard in terms of the overall box. Again, for kind of the standard double rare EX cards. And then 4 of the main hitters. So we got 3 ARs, the Iron Moth, the Gargarnacle, and the Veluza, I think. And then the special art rare Golisopod, which we also pulled the Golisopod EX. So appreciate you coming by. Be good to yourself and be good to others.